Welcome to In 5 Minutes. Let's generate following pattern with n lines using nested for loops. Assuming n equal to 5, the output is given as follows. It prints 1, then 1 2 1, then 1 2 3 2 1, 1 2 3 4, 3 2 1 and so on. So last line has 1 to n and then again n minus 1 to 1 outputs. Now since the pattern is growing in size, as we discussed in previous video, we'll be using a for loop, that is major for loop of I, that controls the overall output, that is size and shape of pattern. We'll use I variable, and that I variable will be growing, that is incrementing in value. So the first for loop we'll be writing will be I equal to 1 to n. So when the first line will be displayed, that time I would be 1. For second line I would be 2, then I would be 3 and so on. I will be 4 and 5. Now as we discussed in the previous example, when you see any pattern, try and form some logic looking at any one or two lines. Now let's observe over here line 3, that is when I equal to 3. As again discussed in previous video, there are some spaces, then there are some numbers. Now these numbers are not always incrementing, it is in every line it is incrementing and then again decrementing. But there is some pattern behind it. It is 1 2 3 then 2 1. In the next line it is 1 2 3 4 then 3 2 1. So you can see when I is 3, it is going up to 3 and then again decrementing from 2 to 1. So if it form relation with I, it is growing 1 to I and then is decrementing I minus 1 to 1. So the numbers are with the logic, they increment from 1 to I and then decrement from I minus 1 to 1. And before printing the numbers, there are some spaces also. Now whenever there are spaces in the output, there will be always n minus I spaces. Now look at this again. Here this n is 5 and I is 3. There are 2 spaces. As we discussed in the previous video, you can understand here there is 1 space, here there are 2 spaces, again there are 3 spaces in the previous output, there are 4 spaces in the first output. So if you look at the spaces, there are first n minus I spaces printed by the line. So there are n minus I spaces. After that, we can see there are some numbers. Numbers are from 1 to 3. That is, generally we can say with respect to I or with relation with I, it is 1 to I numbers are there. And the next part prints I minus 1 to 1 numbers. The next part is printing I minus 1 to 1 numbers. So on every line there are n minus I spaces, then 1 to I numbers, and then I minus 1 to 1 numbers. If we repeat this for I equal to 1 2 3 4 5, we should get this pattern. So the overall problem will be like this: a first for loop, major for loop, that goes 1 to n, then a loop inside it to print n minus I spaces. There is a loop over here, pink loop, that prints 1 to I numbers, that is this part, and there is a black loop that prints I minus 1. You can see over here I minus 1 to 1 numbers with decrementing order, and then there's a new line. Now if you look at it with some simple example, let's see. If suppose value of n was 4, how this program is going to work? Let's see the output over here. Initially I'll be set to 1 when the loop starts, condition is true, so it enters a loop. The first blue loop prints j equal to 1 to j less than 4 minus 1, that is it works for 4 minus 1, that is 3 times, and prints 3 spaces. Then the pink loop starts and goes from j equal to 1 to 1, so it prints only 1. Then the black loop starts with j equal to 0, it has to go up to j greater than 1, but the condition is false, so that loop doesn't work, and new line is generated. I plus plus occurs, I becomes 2. Again the red loop continues with I equal to 2. Blue loop start with j equal to 2, j equal to 1, and goes for n minus I, that is 2. So it prints 2 spaces. Then the pink loop starts j equal to 1 and goes for twice. It prints 1 and 2. Then the black loop starts, goes from 1 to 1, so output will be only 1. Then new line occurs, program goes up, I becomes 3. Again the condition of loop is true, so it enters the loop. Blue loop starts fresh again with j equal to 1 to j less than equal to 1, because 4 minus 3. So it prints only single space. Then the pink loop starts with j equal to 1 to j less than equal to 3 this time, because I is 3, so it prints 1, 2, 3. Then the black loop starts with j equal to 3 minus 1, that is 2, and goes up to 1, so it prints 2 and 1. Then again new line occurs, goes to new line, I becomes 4 here, and the loop continues. Now again blue loop starts j equal to 1, and it has to go up to 4 minus 4, that is 0, so loop doesn't work, no space printed. Then j equal to 1 to j less than equal to 4 goes, so it prints 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the black loop starts, goes from j equal to 4 minus 1, that is 3, up to 1, so it prints 3, 2, 1. Again new line occurs and I becomes 5, assuming n is 4. Now the condition is false and the loop stops. So the output generated is 3 spaces 1, then 2 spaces 1 to 1, 1 space 1 to 3 to 1, and no space 1 2 3 4 3 to 1. So looking at any one line, please generate a logic with some I, N and J into consideration and see what the pattern is. Commonly it will be I controlling the entire pattern, that is pattern is shrinking or growing in size, and every line has how many outputs will be decided by the main variable, that is I, which is used in this top loop. Thank you.